Guys, we need more 4-stars in Honkai Star Rail, and we need them for a plethora of reasons. We need them for new players coming to the game. We need them for old players that have been playing the game for a while. We need them for free-to-play players, and I don't like this notion that we've already got on with 4-stars. Is, oh, 4 stars are irrelevant when you just have 5 stars. I don't like that take, and the reason I don't like that take is you have to wait for, you know, this 5-star signature banner to roll around, or a rerun banner to roll around to even pull for these characters, when you could just be pulling in the pool of 4-star characters. And I don't think we're ever going to get buffs to 4-star characters. We just saw some buffs to some 5-star characters, so that's why I think we really do need more 4-star characters in the game in general. So in today's video, guys, we're gonna be taking a look at this video by I'm fucking horrible names, Capjan722. This is why we need 4 stars at HSR. I'm putting the video on 2x speed because it's a 22-minute video, and I'm sure you don't want to hear my dumbass yet for fucking 40 minutes, okay? So with that being said, guys, let's go ahead and hop into the video here and see what he has to say, and I'll add my insight as well.
Means there's another chance to get a character like Gwynaifin, and that's based. Hello.
Another character like Gwynaifin. Let me think about this. Okay, so when he's saying another character, is this a meme? Because don't get me wrong, I think Gwynaifin is decent. And by the way, guys, the last 4-star character we got was Moze, and I calculated this. We got him in September of 2024, so literally it's coming up on a year now that we had our last released 4-star character in the game. And personally to me, guys, I really don't like counting some of these like reworked characters we got as like new characters, especially like the MC, right? Because basically, whenever they release a new version of MC, take a Harmony Trailblazer here, then you replace it or add an additional Remembrance MC here. Both these have their own niches that no other character can do unless you pull for a signature 5-star character. So literally, you're not even at a point where you can pull a 4-star character to fit this niche. You're literally having to pull for the 5-star signature variant to actually fit the niche for that team. So now, let's say you don't have it and you have a break team, and then you get this character here and you need just true damage or something like that, right? Well, your break team's fucking cucked, okay? Because you don't have Fugue to help you out with the damage there, right? So that's all kind of where this stems from, right? It's like they've been adding a lot of these buff characters and like reworking some of these older 5-star characters. Give us new 4-star. Like, these reworks are not even that good. Like, Silverwolf's rework, great. And I think they should be reworking 5-stars or signature 5-stars, standard 5-stars, even some of these standard 5-star light cones. I think they need reworks. But if you're not going to rework 4-stars, you definitely need to be implementing more into the game. Gwynaifin, though. Let me get back on the topic of Gwynaifin here. My thing with Gwynaifin is, I think Gwynaifin's pretty decent. She's more of a jack of all trades. So, like, for me, Gwynaifin was literally like the cheaper version of a kind of Silverwolf in a way, because she had the ability to kind of debuff or proc debuff off with just about every move. She was a good or a decent, okay, well, she was a fire dot character, so she could be used on Kafka teams as well. She had vulnerability within her kit, and like she just procced a lot of debuffs, so it did help Acheron teams out. I do think we need more characters like that. I think Moze can also fit a niche pretty nicely as well. Like, a lot of the characters they have are very niche-based characters, and that's what I think they need to add in. But let's continue the video and add more after that.
Welcome to another installment in I didn't plan it at all before sitting down to record this video.
Hey, let's go! Me neither!
I should really start playing these more. So the topic for today, as you can see by the title, why Honkai Star Rail needs more 4-stars. Now, notice how I'm saying specifically 4 stars. In actuality, I think Star Rail has been quite generous with the amount of free characters we've been given. It's obviously...
Well, I don't know about that one. I don't know if they've been so generous with the free characters you're getting, right? If we're talking about free characters, literally, I'm not counting any of these old 4-star characters we've gotten, because they're all just kind of in the dirt dog water at this point, unless you have, like, Payla's decent, Ting Yun's okay. A lot of these other characters, though, just... Gallagher's great. Like I mentioned before with your Trailblazer, right? I don't really count it as an extra free character, because you're having to replace another character that has no 4-star variant to replace them by, meaning you're taking that away from a whole different team. Now you can't run that team anymore because now you have this other character. I guess you still could, but then you couldn't run this version, right? And same thing with like Hunt March 7th, right? I would consider Hunt March 7th a new character, but that's a little bit different for like something like Hunt March 7th, right? Hunt March 7th adds a complete new vertical to the game. They didn't buff her base form up. They just literally gave her a different path. I guess they did buff a 4-star then, right? Anyways, they gave her a new path. I mean, this is in the dumps anyways. So that was already just an overall improvement to her kit. Now, as far as other free characters, we got Archer. I guess we got Ruan, Mei, and Mocha. And then we got Dr. Ratio for free, right? Is that accurate in my assessment there? So, I mean, like, free character, I don't know about all that, but, sure, I guess.
Not overwhelming, but we've gotten a decent few free ones. Just recalling off the top of my head.
Okay,
we had the free standard banner character from, about 2.7, I believe. You could pick any standard banner 5-star. Then, we got the new form of...
Hold on. Let's just, okay, standard 5-star. That would be, let's just skim through this a bit. Yeah, not seeing really many up here. Oh, we have Bronya in tier 1, which probably doesn't even deserve to be in tier 1. She's not in the same tier as Sparkle is. Yeah, literally the best character there, regardless, is Bronya. Then we have someone that's tier 2. Oh, Bailu's in tier 3. Because, Japard's tier 4. Yangqing's tier 5. That's so weird. It's tier 4. Now, I know that Pride one's not our Bible or anything, but it's a decent, like, baseline to go off of, or a decent, like, overall guideline to go off of. I mean, you can nitpick up or down, like, 1 to 2 ranks, if that, right? But generally, I mean, if they're down here on the tier list, even moving them up 2 ranks is not generally going to make them that much better, or even if you move up a rank, right? That's why I think they, maybe a rank up or down, right? But, like, still, it's not really making them that much better. Like, how efficient is that for your account if they're not getting buffs? So everything, because I mean, they're already all power crept already. So I mean, getting there, is irrelevant. It's literally just irrelevant in my opinion.
The Trailblazer, which the Trailblazer's always free, so that one doesn't count as much. But hey, at least the Trailblazer.
Yeah, I mean, Trailblazer's good, but you always have to replace them. Like you have to pick and choose what team they're in, and there's no 4-star replacement for them.
Good now. Then we got the Golden Companion Spirit, so we could either get Luocha, Ronmei, or once again a standard banner character. And now we're gonna get the free character Archer, and that's all been from 2.7.
Archer's great. I will say Archer is amazing. Archer is great. I think he's great. I think they released him at a correct power level. How fast is getting power crept? Maybe in 1 patch, 2 patches. I don't know, but hey, he is good. He's good. So I will give them that.
Honestly, that's not too bad on paper. That's a decent few free characters.
No, okay. So here's the thing. You say that's not bad on paper, but if you look at any other Gacha game, first of all, they're giving a lot more free characters out. I don't like comparing other Gacha games to Hoyoverse because I think Hoyoverse is considered the golden standard. But regardless of that, a lot of the free characters we've gotten are pretty dog shit. Like, yeah, sure, Remembrance MC is great, but then what happens to your break team? They're dumpster, like I said before, right? And I don't want to keep bringing the topic up, but that's like the best example I could give, right? I mean, like, okay, then you get another free character, Ruan Mei. Ruan Mei is great. I think Ruan Mei works good, but she's already constantly losing value at this point. Like, she's already on this steady decline. Locha on the steady decline. Like, he helps out casters teams, but there are better characters for those teams now. So, like, I mean, like, all these characters we're releasing are, like, kind of, like, shit tier characters, unlike Archer, which is just fucking at the top of the top right now. So, like,
characters, and, you know, it's not just one specific option. You have the opportunity to pick one of a few. Diversity, pretty good. You don't have to get locked into just getting one character you might not.
But thing is, right, this is like the diversity here with this is like, okay, guys, I'm going to give you a platter of shit. What shit is the least stinky? You get that one. That's basically the choice they're giving you. Like, there's
a few options you have, and that's pretty nice, you know? A lot of other games don't give you that. The main problem
I beg to differ. I think a lot of games give you better options than what Honkai gives you, or even Hoyoverse games in general give you.
Is the fact that I feel like they have given out more free characters as kind of an attempt to distract from the fact that we have not had any new 4-stars at all.
Yeah, I think it is a distraction. I don't even know if it's a distraction for real. I think they're just moving away from 4-stars altogether because it doesn't make them the most money. Like, you're not going into a banner and wanting to pull the 4-stars. Actually, that's a cap. When new 4-stars came out, I did go into banners to pull 4-stars, even if I had other characters. So I take that back. I did try to get Eidolons for them.
Because the fact that everybody loves pointing out, the last 4-star was Moz. That was in version 2.5, I think.
Yeah,
it's
buddy.
Been months. We have had no new 4-stars since the Lawfu continuance. We did wrap a story. We went through the other Penacony quest. We started Amphorius and saw all of our friends die. And there still isn't 4-stars.
Yeah.
Now, I'm recording this pretty heavily in advance. Maybe a new 4-star has finally been announced. Maybe.
Hey, no. You thought, buddy. Oh, hell no. Bro, I don't think we're getting a new 4-star. Probably to like 3.7, bro.
I don't have a lot of hope.
I mean, either.
It's just a shame, because 4-star characters in this game have been some of my absolute favorites by far. So we're going to open up this page real quick.
Well, they're all shit, though, basically. They're all shit tier. Like, you know, I'll let him go through it. We'll talk about it after.
Obviously part of your crew, and he does also have a 5-star variant, so that one's a bit unfair, but Donhung's awesome. But then Gallagher, not only one of the best characters in the game, but also probably one of my personal favorites by far. I absolutely
No, I think Gallagher's great. I think they did an amazing job with Gallagher. Literally, they made him good enough where he's relevant in basically everyone's content. You can throw him on the team. He is a sustained character. You can lock him as an option for just about every single like thing you do in the game, and he works for it, right? And I think that's really, really good. I do think that detracts a little bit from the other sustained characters you're pulling for, because I think he's maybe a little bit too good in that aspect, but like, he is the better Locha in my opinion. So like, yeah, fucking amazing there. The other character I think is good is someone like Pela. Pela's always been good. Massive defense, right? AoE. Now she did lose value, and they did give the buff to Silverwolf. And I think Silverwolf should be better than Pela, right? I think the 5 stars should be better than the 4 stars. But I think the inherent power creep we've had in the game have just made all of these characters obsolete. So we need new ones, or you buff these ones.
Love Gallagher, and I'm sad that, you know, he's dead. But Gallagher's awesome. I love Gwenaifen. Gwenaifen is at minimum a top 5 character for me, and realistically probably top 3, top 4. She is...
Gwenaifen, I genuinely do like Gwenaifen. I like her little armpit mole she has. I also like the ability, like, she knows she can do, like, a lot. She's a jack of all trades. I've said this on my build guides for her. She is really just a jack of all trades. She's a master of none. Do keep that in mind. But she is a jack of all trades. She does do a lot. And I did genuinely use her on my Acheron team when she came out. And I used her on my Kafka team as well. So
amazing, and I wish they used her more. I wish she showed up
Yep.
beyond just events. But hey, what are you gonna do? Then we have a character like Ting Yun, who is still pretty good nowadays.
Yeah,
she had
she's
her little
okay.
unique role.
She's
Something kind of,
okay.
you know, stole it a little bit, but she's cool. Jing Shui, one of the more unique characters in the game with her design.
Yeah,
and then we have
very
Moz and
unique.
March, who are both great Topaz replacements. They're both amazing characters in their own right with super unique mechanics.
Yep.
March's enhanced basic attack is unbelievably cool. Her skill is
Yeah.
one of the most unique in the entire game by far with what it can do, its abilities, what it offers. Like, this is one
She's
of my favorite
very
character
unique.
designs, and
I'll
I talked
leave
about
her
it
out.
at length.
Bro,
Her stars are cool, man.
Misa? Bro, they fucking dumpstered that, man. I saw the potential in his kit. I won't get into that here, but
They do things that I feel like 5 stars don't do. A lot of the 4-star kits are super...
also really quick, tell me why they hoed. I just want to. Guys, in the comment section down below, tell me why they really hoed Yukong with Finon's release, right? There ain't no way. Her ability shouldn't be able to transcend through the extra turns when that motherfucker transforms, okay? It is bullshit. Whenever she uses her roaring bowstrings, that shit should just carry the fuck over. That is the most dog shit ever, bro. You had the most perfect opportunity to breathe life into a 4-star character, but you fucking took the sword to her throat and cut it. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm a Yukong lover, bro, and they... owed her, bro. They owed her so bad.
Super unique, super different, and maybe it's because they're not as good, or the kits don't have the same longevity as a 5-star, but that still makes the character unique. That still makes them worth having. That people will desire them. People will try to get them. But the thing is, though, is that without any new ones, we're kind of just stuck in this cycle where a lot of players, even people who started in like version 2.0, a lot of these people are getting close to having every single 4-star at E6.
100%. Do you know how shit it feels? Pull on a banner and then just knowing you're gonna get dupes of every character. Like, oh wow, I got more pulls now. Yeah, dude. No Eidolons, no upgrade ability. Boo-hoo. That's fucking, dude, it's ass. It is so ass. And honestly, I feel bad for the new players too, because you're going into these banners pulling on these shits, right? Like, you're going in here, you're pulling on, like, oh, dude, where's she? This is gonna be amazing. We're getting these characters, and then they're just dumpstered off rip. Like, who the fuck is gonna build any of these characters? They're all shit. Like, this is so bad.
Insane. Why? Why is that the case? It should not be, like, you should not be able to have every single 4-star at E6 at this point. Especially
True.
if you started at some point in version 2.0. But that's the...
Okay, wait. One more point I want to bring up, because I know it's going to get a problem in the comments. You can actually beat the content with the 4 stars in the game. Shut the fuck up. No one is sweaty. I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you. No one's fucking sweaty. Oh, well, if I would, I could take you off this fucking stand right now and chokehold you. Don't fucking make me do it. But yeah, I really just don't want to hear the cope in the comment section saying that you can beat all the content in the game with the 4 stars. I mean, maybe if you're sweating that shit out and you have some god tier relics, but that is not the average player by nowhere near it. Nowhere near it.
case. That's what's going on. I've already talked once about 4 stars, and you know, why I like them, but also what the problem with these characters is. It's gotten to a point where it doesn't matter anymore. People desire new characters. People desire something new to collect, and at the same time, Hoyoverse is also kind of robbing themselves a little bit of potentially more marketability and more sales.
I think so too.
You know, the human psychology a little bit. It's pretty easy psychology, luckily. It's just see shiny thing, want shiny thing. There are players who will only pull for women or who will only pull for men. Me personally, I think this is a ridiculous concept, and people are probably yelling at me because I mainly only have...
Oh, no! He is not wrong with this at all. The amount of comments that I get on my videos saying that, ew, man, stinky, ew, stinky man, or ew, woman with big boobs, gooner, stinky. Like, the amount of people, it is unreal. It is unreal, bro. He is not wrong.
5 stars on my account. Before we really get into that, I would just like to say, there have been multiple male characters who I wanted, and I just either A, did not get, or there was a character who...
Or B, they released them and they're absolutely shit. Like the biggest mistake on my account are fucking Genty, bro. Oh, he's so bad. I'm so sorry, guys. He's so bad.
Who I wanted more. That's how the cookie crumbles. But I digress. There are people who are only ever going to pull for men,
Yep,
or who are only ever gonna pull for
100%.
women. The thing is, though, is that in the case of a character like Moz, if you slap him on a banner of a female character and they don't already have like Moz or they don't have his Eidolons, players will pull on that banner a little bit to get Moz Eidolons. By
Yeah, I
incorporating these
mean, I
characters
guess.
onto
Yeah, I
banners
mean,
are-
I would. I have done that before, actually. I have pulled on the banners to get extra Eidolons of 4 stars. And the general fact is, too, like, even if you're not getting, like, the signature 5-star or the signature 4-star on the banner, you have a chance to get some of these 4 stars that you've never gotten before, or that you have very low Eidolons of. Instead of, like, staying stagnant and never adding anymore, it's ass, man. They need a massive influx. This is actually a really big problem that ZZZ had, but they've actually corrected this with adding more A ranks to the game, and I think it's made the game so much better. Anyways.
characters that players may not want, you can still get pulls out of that, which in turn might still generate you some additional revenue. Or at the very least, it'll continue to drive up interest for the game. It'll keep people pulling, it'll keep people playing.
100%.
When it's the case of there are no new characters being added, you're constantly getting the same ones and you're constantly building up their Eidolons. At a certain point, what else are you going to do? For me personally, I pulled on, what was it, Hyacin and Herta's banner. I did not want Hyacin. However, Serval was at E5. I wanted a Serval Eidolon. And guess what? I ended up with a Serval Eidolon and now she's E6. So I got what I wanted.
Yeah, okay, well,
There
I don't know why you want
hundreds
Serval
upon
Eidolon,
hundreds
but
of people who will
you
do
do
that
you,
exact
yes.
same thing. And to get those pulls, they have to play the game. Guess what? That earns Hoyoverse money. But if we're getting to the case where we're running out of characters to do that with, what are we going to be accomplishing at that point? It's only going to be worrying about the 5 stars. And yeah, that's the main source of revenue, but that doesn't change the fact.
Yeah, I
Still,
mean, that's
that
just what it
changes
is. This
something.
just turned into a 5-star centric game. If you don't pull the newest character and 2 patches, you're not going to be able to beat the content. Literally, that's just it right now.
A little bit when you don't have to. Now I know the concept of game design is very hard. Actually coming up with good characters, making unique characters, all of that is very difficult.
Ain't no way you just said that. It's hard to make characters. From the billion-dollar company that has been making gacha games for I think 10 plus years at this point, it's hard for them to make a character. That is literally their job, to make characters and make character kits. That is their main, like you just said, their main source of revenue. I don't want to hear any excuses. There is no excuse, especially that one. They are literally, the companies are here to sell the characters. That's why the fake collab came out as it did, bro. They knew they were going to sell the characters. Fuck all the other content, right? And honestly, the fake characters kits are really unique. They can do that with so many characters. There are so many different things they can do, but they choose not to. They say, oh, no, shiny 5-star. Here you go. Oh, no, shiny 5-star. Here you go. 25 on a patch. Here you go. 459 reruns a patch. Let's go. Yeah, yippee. Anyways,
Understand
guys.
that, because genuinely, I understand. That is very, very hard to consistently come up with good, unique
Eh,
characters while making
That is their, I don't want to hear it. That's,
an entire
no,
design
that's
for
a bad
character,
take.
and God forbid they're important to the story. Then that's going to be a whole mess. The actuality of character design is very hard.
That's what they'll do, though. The thing is, though, is when they make these characters and they want to sell these characters, they're just going to drop them into the story. Like, oh, you like the new character coming out? Oh, we're going to drop him in the story for this patch. Like Gallagher, right? When Gallagher came out, oh, let's drop him into the story. What happened to Gallagher? Fucking dead. Moze. What happened to Moze? Fucking gone. They will insert these characters into the story. They don't care how good the story is. They don't care what the story looks like. They will implant the stories in there to try to get you invested to make you want to pull for the character more. I don't want it. Literally, these games are character driven. That is their whole point, is to sell characters, and if they can't do that, then it's ass.
Hard. But
I don't want to hear any
we're
excuses
still
for that.
getting 2 new 5-stars every single update, but we can't get a 4-star anywhere in there?
Bro.
Why is that? Me and a lot of other people
Ain't
included,
that real?
we're kind of hoping that some of the Christos heirs would have been 4-stars. Or that, we
Okay, let's be honest. None of the Christos heirs are going to be 4 stars. But they could have added some other characters in there as 4 stars, for sure. Maybe not like the main Christos heirs, because I mean, those are like the top guys, right? They weren't going to do that. But some of the other characters, for sure, they could have added as 4 stars. Like,
we've gotten some 4-stars from Amphorius in general. That had not really been the case. None of the Christos heirs had turned out to be 4
Nope.
stars. We didn't get any 4-stars just from Amphorius in general.
Nope.
There was no guy named, I can't even think of a name. There was no guy named Jim in the corner who was a
Yeah,
violin player.
no
who happened to be
Jim.
a 4-star, and that's kind of unfortunate. Because
Yeah, very
4-stars,
unfortunate.
They add to the environment. They add to just the interest level in the game, because
They
every
do.
character is somebody's favorite. And by not including as many characters, or by not giving people the option to get them, it kind of hurts things a little bit.
okay, so this is talking from the perspective, though, of, like, people liking characters. I think they need it from, like, just a player perspective in general. They need these more free-to-play units that are able to be pulled off banner, unlike these 5-star variants. Like, I genuinely think that is the biggest thing. Be able to pull these characters off banner, and that opens up the opportunity for these players that are pulling out their banners to potentially get these characters and then mesh them in with other team comps and stuff like that, right? And actually have more usable teams outside of, well, damn, if I want this team to work, if I want my Super Break team to work, I have to pull for Fugue. I have to pull for Fugue to make it work. Or, implement true damage to my team. Oh, I have to have Turbo E1 now. So, like, I don't really like I can see the sentiment he's coming from, but in my mind, it's much more of a like just like consumers being able to play the game and complete the content perspective versus like a
This
likability
applies to 5
perspective.
stars as well. Like, there are hundreds of thousands of people who would have pulled for Trivios. I am one of them. I would love to get Trivios, but we can't, so oh well. I definitely went a bit off the script there, Jesus Christ.
It's fine.
So we're just lacking
I thought you
4
said you had
stars,
no script.
and it just kind of makes for a more unfortunate experience overall. This is in just the collection, like, the overall experience sense, but it's also severely hurting the gameplay experience, because in every single event that gives you a 4-star, in almost all of them, I have all the 4 stars maxed out, so I basically just get
Who the
tickets.
fuck?
It's
I
like-
don't even choose a 4-star at this point. I don't even want to choose a 4-star at this point because they're so ass. You want to get Herta, Gwenaifen, or Hanya, or even maybe Hook? No! I don't want them! What are they doing for my account? Nothing!
Is that more helpful? I mean, probably. Is it
Uh,
more fun? Absolutely
You know
not.
what it's helpful in? Giving your account one extra pull if you already had an E6.
It really takes away from the experience. It doesn't make it anywhere near as fun. And, you know, obviously I'm doing the event for the Jades, but there's still a nice reward at the end with the character. But that kind of, I don't know, it diminishes it a little bit when you know you're not getting anything new, you're not getting anything
Oh, it
that
diminishes
you're
a
really
lot.
excited about.
Oh, it
One aspect
diminishes
of,
a lot.
I know, the disappointment.
I don't even want to go through most of the events because they're copy and paste anyway. Then they fucking throw that shit in my face with the like dog shit rewards they're already giving out.
Gameplay. But then there's the actual combat-oriented gameplay. This is probably the most annoying thing about not having 4 stars. We don't have anything to supplement for a lack of 5 stars.
Yeah!
Players definitely know what I'm talking about with this one, but just to explain a little bit, let's look at March again. A character like March is a replacement for Topaz, the 5-star character.
Yeah. Look at a character like Remembrance MC. Just like I said, if you're using Remembrance MC, you're completely blocked out of using Harmony MC. So you can't really use Super Break teams unless you have them on the team. At least with the follow-up team, you have free-to-play March and Moze to supplement if you have the Topaz. But if you don't,
Topaz is better, or was better, in almost every single scenario. However, March, since she would get all 6 of her Eidolons, was a very, very powerful character, and she could actually be used as a replacement for Topaz in many of her ideal scenarios. It wasn't going to be a one-to-one thing. Topaz was probably still better in a lot of scenarios, but it was close enough that you could reasonably switch the two and still achieve similar results. Or, if you wanted to invest in something else instead of a Topaz, like let's say when Fei Xiao's coming out, you wanted to get Fei Xiao and her Light Cone, then you could do that and have March come in to kind of help out, and you're still going to have good results. A lot of characters, that is the design philosophy for 4 stars, I feel. A character like Gallagher exists to be a replacement for somebody like Luocha, for somebody like Bailu. Gallagher exists.
Exactly.
So that if you don't have those premium options,
He's
like
right.
those 5-star options, you still have somebody good in your corner. Now Gallagher's an outlier case because he is now one of the best characters in the game. I don't think they really intended on that when they made it.
They did that.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he is
Hey, if you look at this fucking tier list bud with the 4 stars, ain't no way they intended for this shit, bro. They were expecting his ass to be like right here, tier 1.5. They did not expect his ass to be this good. Ain't no way.
unbelievably incredible. He's done his job amazingly, and it would be nice if there was other characters like that. Characters who, they don't need to exceed 5 stars, because those are 5 stars. Those are the ones you're pulling for mainly. They should be better. But we want comparable characters. That is what so many people...
I think we just need characters to fit niches. Like, why haven't we got a, like, I've read it so many times. Why don't we have a Super Break character? Why don't we have character that inflicts more vulnerability on enemies? Why don't we have character that implant more debuffs? Why don't we have a character that does more follow-ups? Why don't we have a character that focuses more on every other niche in the game? Why don't we have another 4-star Erudition character to pair it better with the Herta? Why don't we have more characters that can pair up with Cassius, right? The scale off of HP like Arlon, right? Like, why don't we have any of these options here when we absolutely should have these options? Why don't we have an action advancer that is sitting in the 4-star role? Like, I understand, you know, honestly, give Sparkle a buff, give her 100% action advance, give us a 50% action advance in a 4-star role, that would be good there too. Like, there are so many different things that they could do and implement, like, character-wise, that fits these small little niches that would help out so many different players. Like, it's unreal.
to have with 4 stars. And there are still options for characters to fill those roles. We lack a few different characters who can really make up for what 5 stars can do. Like, there is no replacement. That lack of interchangeability, that lack of alternate options that are not 5 stars, make the game a lot less enjoyable for players with bad luck or players who aren't willing to spend. And yeah, okay, maybe that's always not going to be your main concern. That's how companies work. I get that. But that's still a lot of your player base. Making it fun for somebody.
No, that is the player base. That is the main majority of your player base. The free-to-play and casual player base. That is generally who you should be catering to, because you want them to spend money and play your game and stuff like that, right? That is the audience you're catering to, regardless if they spend money or not. I would say the majority of people probably in the casual audience maybe spend like $30 to $40 on this game in a couple months, maybe a month, right? Like, they're not spending that much money on this game, but they're spending some money. But I do think that like that's still not going to get you like every new 5-star that comes out. So you really have to plan and pick your teams. When if you had these 4 stars, you wouldn't have to do that as much. I think it would also keep players in game more because you have to build up more characters. That's a healthy way to keep players in game, to build up more characters, to try out new characters, versus not adding something like gear sets in the game to keep you in the game longer, because you have to keep swapping gear sets and keep speed tuning it with every single thing, right? Like that's an example of something positive they could do, I think, to keep you in the game more.
People is really not good. So a character like Cypher. Cypher exists to now replace Topaz, and by proxy replace March. But March still serves.
Well, I don't think she completely replaces Topaz, just because Topaz does follow up more still, and Topaz does offer, I believe, a bigger vulnerability to follow up S characters. But I get the sentiment.
As a replacement for both of them. That's good. You have an option for those. We like to see that. Now, how about a character like... Oh, here's an interesting one. How about a character like Aventurine? Aventurine was released in 2.1. He is the last preservation character to be released. It has been how many updates? And Aventurine is still the most recent preservation character? That's not good. And yes, you can technically argue that, oh, well, March is already the 4-star option in that. March was released at...
Okay, so here's the whole thing with that, right? March was released at patch 1.0. March sucks ass. She hasn't got a buff. And why the fuck would you use Preservation March when you have Hunt March? Because she's so much fucking better. Like, there's no point of using it. Are you going to use Depard? No. You going to give him a buff? Probably not. So now you're stuck with Aventurine.
At the start of the game, the difference between a 1.0 unit and a 2.1 unit is insanely different. And especially the fact that let's take a deeper look at 4 stars on Preservation real quick. Oh yeah, okay, so it's just the March. Now you do have Trailblazer Preservation. Okay, so that was also in 1.x. You have your...
But you're not using them either because you're using either Remembrance or to Harmony MC.
Okay, that's a launch character. Fushuan is a premium character. At least she's been added to the 50/50 pool, and then Aventurine. Are you kidding me? Not to mention, Aventurine can apply shields to the entire party.
With a skill, by the way, something that Japard can't do.
Japard can apply it to all people. Problem is, it requires his ultimate. Aventurine just has to use a freaking skill, and it stacks automatically. Honestly.
And he gets free shield from follow-ups too.
If we wanted to get any sort of Preservation 4-star, the easiest thing in the world would just be tie getting multiple shields to the character's skill. Don't make them stack automatically like Aventurine's with his follow-up attack. Link it entirely to the skill. You have to invest a skill for it, and then go from there with the rest of the design. Do whatever you want. But there you go. That is how we could get a 4-star Preservation unit. And then that's...
Easy Japard fix, or easy new character idea, right, guys? Give shield with skill, and then ult, what it can do is maybe activate a taunt, give shield to the team, and then any character that hits them gets frozen. Or has a chance to get frozen. Oh my god.
Serves as a replacement for Aventurine, who for so much of this game's existence was irreplaceable in the lineups he was in. And more importantly, he was just irreplaceable since he had so much good about him and his ability.
He also worked really well with Acheron too.
With no other alternative, it was really just Aventurine. And that kind of sucks. The nice part is, we get a bunch of other sustains, so Aventurine doesn't have to be the most extreme example, but still, that kind of sucks. That's just insane that we can't get any other sort of 4-star for a path that is very, very limited in what it can give you currently.
True.
In terms of something else that we could kind of need as just another 4-star alternative, how about somebody like Xiao Cho? Xiao Cho, he is a defense shredder, and he gives a good amount of increased damage taken to the enemies.
Yeah, that's what I said too. More vulnerability,
He can work in a lot of different scenarios. He's very good. There isn't really a...
I think when Ifan plays that role.
What he does.
I think when Ifan plays that role, but on a much lower level.
One would be Pela, obviously, but Pela is also an incredibly old character, and that's all she can do.
Pela's good though.
The only thing Pela can do on the battlefield is use her ultimate to increase damage taken. That's literally it.
I mean, I think it's fine. I know it's super basic, but she's still really viable.
For other purpose, she does nothing else. She's outclassed by Xiao Cho pretty significantly, and when they tried to make a character who was a bit more combat suited, we ended up with Ifan. Ifan can increase damage taken by a pretty hefty amount, and it's not a defense reduction, it is straight up damage increase. So that is going to be a bit better, and then you can still use something like Resolution Shines on her to increase that amount.
Yeah, for
Neither
sure.
of these characters still really stack up to
They
Xiao
don't.
Cho. Also, we haven't seen a non-5-star defense shredder since Ifan. I can double check, but yeah, there's nobody. There is literally nobody since Ifan who can increase damage taken as a
Nope, you can't.
Ifan was released.
Well, you want to know why? Because she was released and I don't even know when Ifan was released, but regardless of whenever Ifan was released, we haven't got any new 4-stars. No, we have got a new defense shredder. Take that back right now. We have got a new defense shredder. And you know what his name is? Motherfucking Misa, baby. Motherfucking Misa, baby. Back to my baby boy right here. Dude, he was the chosen one. He was supposed to be so good. Look at this. E2, guys. Before each hit of the ultimate lands, you can decrease the target's defense by 16% for 3 turns and a 24% base chance. Absolutely massive. He's a defense shredder.
In a 1.4, 1.3? Jesus, man. That's insane to not have any more options for a character type that, over time, has only become more important, more prevalent in a lot
Misa
of
can
most
do it,
teams in the
baby.
game. Casterus makes use
Misa in my Acheron team.
of increased damage. Acheron has always made use of increased
Misa in my Super Break team.
damage. Udhill can make use of it. Frickin' Finon can probably make use of it. Mighty makes use of it.
Hey, you know who else they could use? Hey, just put Misa on the team.
These new characters have really relied on that increased damage, and to not have any more free alternatives since all the way back then, that's really peculiar.
Misa
Like, I
can.
can't be the only one who thinks that, right? I think the last thing I can really
But
talk about
I
here,
get the point.
with the amount of HP characters that kind of came at us all in a short amount of time, Gribby, Mighty, Casterus, now we're getting Blade buffs.
Oh, Arlon.
It's so strange that there was never a 4-star HP scaler added besides Arlen, who came out at the start
He
of
didn't really scale off of HP though. He scales off of his attack still, right? Like he gets a damage bonus based off of how much HP he's lost, but he's still an attack scaler.
Also, I don't even think Arlen scales off of HP. I think he just drains his own goddamn HP. I think he's
Yeah.
I think he just wants to die, actually.
He's just suicidal.
Which is not great. It's strange that we never got a character comparable to that. And
Yeah, we didn't.
okay, yes, they might have added Blade to the 50-50 pool to alleviate that pressure. That's not the same thing. That's not the
He
same
get a
thing.
buff
I'll
though.
accept that that's
Wait,
not
he did get a buff though. That is actually massive that they buffed him and then put him in the 50-50 pool. So that's
the
good.
same thing. Yes,
But why didn't you buff someone like Fushuan?
buffs are nice, but also you would still need to goddamn get Blade. That might not be
Yeah.
the easiest. There are 7 options on that freaking banner.
Yeah.
You will not get the one you want every single time. If
Yeah, no,
did,
you won't.
I would have E6 Welt and Himiko by now. So having no other 4-star
True,
option
and
who
I
is
wouldn't
HP
have an
scaler,
E6 Bailu.
whether it be a support or just a sub DPS. That's strange to me, because I feel like that would be a great inclusion, especially along somebody like Casterus. She relies on high HP teammates to
Yeah.
really make use of her abilities, her kit, and a 4-star HP like sub DPS that would work great alongside her. Think about all the people running Mighty Casterus. If
Yeah.
those two can work together, or you're running, God forbid, Casterus Blade. If all of that can work, why not give us a 4-star?
Casterus Blade's not bad.
For players who want
Stop
to
the
play it, for players
slander.
who
I run Casterus and Blade. Sorry. A little bit
are in
cringe.
there. There you go. Now you got something to work with. This all very much coincides with just the sheer amount of 5-stars that they have been adding to the game. There's been no break at all. And on top of this, we're also getting collab characters, which is even more work. With just the amount of 5-stars that are being added without a break. Because I think in other games like Genshin, there doesn't always seem to be 2 new 5-stars every single time. I might be wrong, so forgive me if I am.
No, there's not! Buddy, they spaced them bitches out like it's no one's business.
But that doesn't always seem to be the case. And it seems like this practice has just been, like, in overdrive.
It is overtime. I think there is, no, 2 patches now. 2 patches in the entirety of Honkai Star Rail, correct me if I'm wrong, that we have not gotten 2 5-stars in a patch. 2 new 5-stars in a patch. That is going to be, well, I take that back because we got collab characters. I would say non-collab character 5-stars, right? Because this patch we got 3 characters technically, but realistically, it was Finon and no one else part 2 except for reruns, right? So
Lately. And it's kind of unfortunate because that means that we don't get those 4-stars as often. And me and a lot of other players would love to have that because it's more characters. It's
Yeah.
more unique chances to make teams to have fun. And that's kind of disappearing because we're only getting 5-stars, which are harder to get. There are ways that they've tried to alleviate this with the Golden Companion Spirits, with the new 50-50 pools, and buffs are really
yeah,
nice, but
that
that's
really
still,
helped, though.
it's reinventing a character, yes, making them into something different, but that's still just not a completely new character, or that's not a character that people
Yeah,
like, that they would
true.
want to see included in the game. In
I don't
some
like this
small
whole
way.
rework
It's
system. Like,
just
I think
not
the rework system's good, but it needs to be paired with adding new characters to the game,
same
new
concept,
4-stars to the
unfortunately.
game.
I really do hope that at some point we can kind of get back to a better balance. I really do hope that we can see more 4-stars. It would
Yeah.
be really nice. It would make-
Honestly, I think it would be really beneficial. Like, okay, the thing is, right, if you stop releasing 5-stars and your game starts losing relevancy even faster than it already is losing relevancy, because then you don't have the new shiny thing to pull for every patch, but I really do think it'd be beneficial for the game or beneficial for the actual game state if they stop releasing a 5-star every goddamn patch or 2 5-stars every goddamn patch and start implementing in more 4-stars. Genuinely, I
make
think they
for
need
a
to do
lot
that.
more fun. And yeah, that's just it. We also need a few more options for team building. A lot of characters get used in a lot of similar lineups. There's a lot of overlap, and it gets really annoying.
Yep,
And
it
even
does.
More than that, it also just kind of detracts from the fun a little bit that you don't have a lot more options available to you, not having to spend a bunch of money or not having to get really lucky on your pulls.
True.
I think that's all I have to say for today. I really hope you guys
Hey,
enjoyed this.
man.
Definitely not
Aye,
the most
great
fun
video,
to
man.
make, but once again, it was a topic I've seen a bit more recently, so I felt like covering it. I felt like it'd be a good thing to kind of go over as we start getting further.
Yeah,
and
it was a
further.
good video. I mean, he didn't really bring up like the fact of like the MC situation or like that. I mean, I've already said my piece, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section down below, guys. Make sure you go follow him on YouTube, guys. I will have everything in the description down below for his channel. And his video, really good video. I think there are some points that I didn't really agree with too much, but overall, really good video. And I think this video needs to be made. So yeah, guys, go check his channel out. He is Spagan722. Yeah, guys, go check the video out. Leave it a like. Subscribe if you haven't already to him, and subscribe to me if you haven't already. Anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for today's video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I will see you in the next one. Later, guys. Bye bye.